The bang came from the front of the house, not the sharp crack of something breaking, the heavy final thud of authority. The laughter around the dining table froze mid-breath. My mother's wineglass trembled. My brother's smile stalled, unfinished. My father's snort died in his throat. I was still staring at my phone. Balance 0. Every digit gone. Months of saving. Years of restraint. Drained while I sat 2 rooms away, pretending to enjoy dry chicken and louder opinions. I lifted my eyes slowly. Dad leaned back in his chair, fingers interlocked over his stomach. Smug, comfortable. We needed it more than you. The words landed softly, almost gentle. Something inside me went very still. My hand slid into my bag. I felt the smooth edge of the folder, the weight of preparation. I stood. Then, I said quietly, you won't mind what's coming next. They laughed. That was when the door flew open. Earlier that afternoon, my phone had vibrated during dessert. A fraud alert. I'd smiled, nodded at my aunt's story, and excused myself to the bathroom. Locked the door. Sat on the tub, multiple transfers, authorized, clean. The account I'd opened years ago, the one my parents insisted I link for emergencies. Family helps family, Dad had said. The memory replayed with surgical clarity. I'd stared at the screen, pulse steady, mind racing. Shock didn't come. Neither did panic. Only alignment. Every strange moment from the past year slid into place. The sudden interest in my finances, the casual questions, the way Dad always knew when I got paid. I returned to the table smiling. I watched them. My brother avoided my eyes. My mother refilled her glass too quickly. Dad basked in something he thought was victory. They thought the betrayal was the theft. It wasn't. It was the assumption I'd never notice, that I'd stay small. That blood meant permission. I didn't confront them. I waited. That night, back in my apartment, I opened my laptop and began pulling threads, bank records, authorization logs, IP addresses. The transfers weren't random. They were methodical, scheduled, planned. Dad had used my credentials, but the signature wasn't his. My brother, golden child, financial genius, helping Dad manage things. I requested call logs, cross-referenced dates, matched conversations to transfers. Then I dug deeper. The account wasn't empty. It had been rerouted into a shell business registered under my mother's maiden name. A business that didn't exist. A business created to funnel money. Not just mine. Relatives, friends, small loans, quiet disappearances. I sat back in my chair. Family reunion. Of course, they weren't celebrating togetherness. They were closing the net. The confirmation arrived 2 days later. An email, a report, stamped, verified, irrefutable. Fraud, identity misuse, tax evasion, all documented. I printed everything, slipped it into a folder. Then I made a call. Not to the police. Not yet. I invited them to dinner. Dad's confession was casual. Almost proud. We raised you. You owe us. My mother nodded. My brother smirked. That's when the bang hit. The door burst open and the room filled with strangers wearing calm faces and dark jackets, not shouting, not rushing, prepared. My father stood too fast. What is this? I placed the folder on the table. An audit, I said, and a report, and a trail you forgot I was smart enough to follow. My brother went pale. My mother reached for Dad's arm. He shrugged her off. One of the officers spoke my name, asked me to step aside. I did. Dad looked at me then. Really looked. You did this? His voice cracked. I met his eyes. I just stopped covering for you. They didn't scream, didn't fight. The silence was worse. As they were escorted out, my brother whispered my name. I didn't turn. I closed my account the next morning. Opened a new one, new passwords. No shared access. I blocked their numbers. Changed my locks. Some losses hurt. Others cleanse. I didn't get my money back. I got something better. They will spend years explaining themselves. I will never explain again. Family didn't betray me. Entitlement did, and I finally revoked it.